All right, accounting two. Here's our last section in chapter 24. Like I said, very short, and today's lesson is even shorter. It talks about recording internet sales for our company must-have gadgets. So, we know this. The book obviously is a bit outdated. It says that more companies are turning to internet sales. We know that companies do a large majority of their selling of their merchandise online. We call that electronic commerce or e-commerce. Um, and it's just a way for them to try to compete globally. Obviously, if you are selling online, anyone who has access to the internet has access to your products. And so part of the reason that e-commerce takes off so much is that buyers continue to be more comfortable and confident when they shop online. The product availability is much more than, say, in stores. So you also have a larger variety. You're able to comparison shop with different competitors, and it's just convenient. You can do it from wherever you happen to have internet access. You can purchase anything that you need to at any time. However, selling goods over the internet can pose some challenges to the seller or the company that's selling those goods online. One thing that's really important if you're going to sell your goods online is to make sure that your website is easy to navigate and safe to use. If you were to go as a consumer or a customer to go to a website that was difficult to navigate and you had a hard time finding things, I would argue that you probably wouldn't buy something from that company. You would go and find someone else that has a more user-friendly website. One of the things that keeps people from purchasing things online is that security continues to be an issue as more and more companies' information is hacked into. Customers want to feel like the websites that they're using are up to date on their security procedures to protect personal information like usernames, passwords, addresses, email addresses, and credit card information. The other thing to think about, which I think a lot of times people forget because people use credit cards all the time, but when you are selling things online, you have to have the ability to accept credit cards. Um, when you do that, you either have to contract with a bank or you have to contract with a company that will offer this service for a fee. Not everyone can accept credit cards because credit cards charge a fee for using them. Not everybody wants to pay those. So it is something to think about. Um, Definitely, credit cards are safer to use online than debit cards because they do have a set amount um, that the consumer is protected by versus a debit card. So you do want to make sure that as a business, you are able to accept credit cards online. So our company must have gadgets. They decide to create a website that will accept credit card orders, and it transmits the sale information for immediate shipping and billing. So all that means is that once a consumer comes to their website and purchases something with their credit card, our website transmits the sale information immediately to our server to begin getting those customers' goods ready for shipping and billing. It also means that an order confirmation gets sent immediately to the buyer, which contains information about their order as well as an expected ship date. Our internet sales at Must Have Gadgets are going to be completed with a credit card. And at the end of every day, Must Have Gadgets is able to print out a terminal summary. We talked about terminal summaries in Chapter 10. That will show them exactly how many internet sales were made that day. The terminal summary is actually used as the source document for recording online sales, so that's why we reference back to that terminal summary. Must Have Gadgets processes all of its credit card sales at the end of each day. So at that same time, that information then is electronically transmitted to their bank, First Bank, and that is the bank that Must Have Gadgets has contracted with to process its credit card sales through. So what First Bank does is it runs all of those credit card sales. They then send it to the Federal Reserve, just like they do checks, to verify that everything is correct, that those people do have enough money on their cards to charge those sales. And then that usually takes a day or two to turn around. And so for that reason, must-have gadgets considers any credit card sales the same as cash sales because within a day or two, they will receive that money from the credit card companies. So when we do this, journalizing an internet sale, it actually looks the exact same as it does if we were to receive cash from sales. It's just that instead of saying that we received cash or check, we say that it's coming from our source document as a terminal summary. So the account title, again, is the check mark, um, and then we have a sales credit and a cash debit. So like I said, pretty simple today on the 24-2 section. We'll head over to work together and do that together as well.